Hello. As you know, I'm Kyle, and today we're going to be talking about vaping, a topic that's become more and more common amongst teenagers and young people. We'll look at what vaping is, how it affects students, and some real-life examples, and the risks associated with it, especially when it comes to long-term health and peer pressure. So what exactly is vaping? According to the NHS, an e-cigarette or vape is a device that lets you inhale nicotine in the form of a vapor rather than smoke. These devices have gained popularity as a supposedly safer alternative to traditional cigarettes. However, just because they don't produce smoke doesn't mean they're harmless. Teenagers' brains are still developing, which can make them more susceptible to addiction like nicotine. Nicotine is highly addictive, and when teens start vaping, it can significantly affect their attention, learning, and memory. This can make it harder to focus in school and retain information, which of course is a really big issue in schools and colleges. In addition to these cognitive impacts, vaping can lead to physical symptoms. Many teens who vape report experiencing coughing, wheezing, headaches, dizziness, and even vomiting. These symptoms may seem mild at first, but they could worsen over time as they get older. The BBC states a group of teenagers at a youth club in East Sussex shared that vaping is becoming increasingly common amongst their peers. Sapphire, age 13, said, "Everyone will be puffing on their vapes all the time. You'll see it everywhere. If you go into the girls' toilets, it'll just be like smoke everywhere." Oscar, also 13, added, "I see people vaping every day, everywhere, at school, at home." And 13-year-old Kepper mentioned they sprayed deodorant in the toilet to get rid of the smell. When asked how young they had seen people vaping, Caitlin, 15, responded, "Probably like year 7s. This example really shows how vaping has become a part of everyday life for most teenagers. In my own research, I collected feedback from students about their experiences with vaping. This feedback further highlights the popularity of vaping amongst teens, and also the concern many have about its effects. Many students said they have tried vaping at least once, and some admitted they were pressured into doing it by friends. The studies showing how peers influence can play a massive role in whether or not young people should start vaping. Now, it's important to mention that the potential benefits that vaping might offer, especially from those trying to quit smoking, could be considered less harmful than smoking traditionally cigarettes because they don't produce as much harmful tar and chemicals found in a cigarette smoke. For those looking to stop smoking, vaping can serve as a less harmful alternative and may help some people gradually reduce their nicotine intake.
My research shows that e-cigarettes are significantly less harmful than cigarettes. A big reason for this is the tar, which you can see here, which is not produced by e-cigarettes, but produced by cigarettes. The impact of using e-cigarettes in the long term is very similar to using licensed nicotine products such as nicotine patches or nicotine gum, as you can see here when you compare the control jar with the vapor jar.
So this experiment shows that every cigarette you smoke causes tar to enter your body, and it's the tar that contains the poisonous chemicals that spread through the bloodstream,
which are linked to diseases such as heart disease, stroke, and cancer.
However, while vaping may seem like a safer alternative compared to smoking, it is far from risk-free. Vapes contain nicotine, which is an addictive substance, and as soon as they expose themselves to a variety of these substances, we don't fully understand how it will affect them in the long term. But some studies have already shown that vaping can damage the lungs and increase the risk of heart problems, and for teens, the potential to become addicted to the nicotine at a young age can have seriously lasting consequences for their future. A big factor contributing to the rise in vaping is peer pressure. A survey conducted in the summer of 2023 by Biteside and BBC Radio Firefly found that out of 2,000 teenagers between the age of 13 to 18, nearly a third had vaped at least once. Of those who had vaped, 55% said they were worried about the potential health risks, but still felt pressured from their friends to try it. To wrap up, we've looked at what vaping is and how it affects teenagers, and the risks associated with it. Vaping is not harmless, even though some may think it's easier and an alternative to smoking. It can lead to nicotine addiction, damaged brain development, and results in physical symptoms like coughing and dizziness. Additionally, the long-term risks are still unknown, but the potential harm is very clear. Okay. Hello, as you know, I am Kyle, and today we're going to be talking about vaping. a topic that become. Okay. Sapphire 13 said, everyone will be puffing on their vapes all the time. You'll see it everywhere. If you go to the girls' toilets, it should be like smoke everywhere. Oscar also said, I see people vaping every day, everywhere. School. The BBC states a group of teenagers at a youth club in East Sussex shared that vaping is oh fuck, I fucked that one up. Sapphire 13 said everyone will be puffing on their vapes at all times. You'll see it everywhere, even if you go to the girls' toilets, it'll just be like smoke. The BBC states the BBC states a group of teenagers. Okay. The BBC states a group of young teenagers. In my research, I've collected feedback from why a big factor contributing to the fact.
Yes, thank you.
In my own research, in my own research,